I am so mad. I am so mad. I'm mad because Josh Richard was on our live today at 1 p.m. We have a live between 1 and at 1 p.m. Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on Facebook and YouTube. And Josh was on there, and I didn't realize who he was. But in an in a conversation yesterday, based on one of my videos where I was demonstrating where this guy authorizes killing, murder, although he says thou shalt not kill. Uh, Josh was having this. He was trying to justify the fact that this God kills babies, and that he's justifying the baby killing. This is not the whole conversation, but it will be too long to put on here. But the first person said that yes, criminal murders to keep law and order, that's different, different thing. But people give green lights to God to go and kill every baby. That's false, and you shouldn't give a green like that. And he said they were given green light to kill everyone. I doubt there were much, if any, babies in those places since they were performing child sacrifices. Now, what we were talking about is the city of Jericho when Joshua came in and he was told by God to kill all the men, all the women, all the young ones, and all the old ones, and everybody who's old, and then burn and kill all the animals and burn the city down and give God all the gold and silver. That this guy authorized the murder of children. He's trying to justify it in his mind because he knows this is wrong as hell. So his justification is there may not have been that many babies and maybe none because they were doing child sacrifice. You have absolutely zero proof that the people who were living in the city of Jericho, the Canaanites, actually performed the Molech. Now, it is largely believed that Canaanite people did perform the Molech, but guess what? So did the Israelites. The Israelites also performed the Molech. This is why later on he says in Numbers, your God says that instead of the firstborn being given to him, and if you go back to Exodus, the firstborn of the Israelites were supposed to be given in a Molech, which is a child sacrifice. It's not Molech is not a deity, but a process of a child sacrifice. But in Exodus, the firstborn are to be given to the Lord in a Molech, and then later on, he changes and says that instead of giving the firstborn, then they can give an animal for an animal sacrifice in place of the firstborn. And even for the firstborn of um, clean animals, I believe clean animals, they give a sacrifice of their firstborn in order for them to be able to maintain those animals. So, both and many cultures, let me just not talk about those two, but many cultures practice the Molech throughout time and history. So it is not an uncommon thing. But to justify killing all the babies in the town because the town people were going to sacrifice the babies does not make it any better. If your God was truly a good God, then he would have said something like, save the babies. Let the babies grow up as part of your culture, become one with you guys, the male and the female babies, and so that they can learn of this loving God. So do not kill all of them, or even show mercy to the women, show mercy to the old, so that they will see the love of this God and they can all become part of this worship of me. If this God was for all people, but we know this God is not for all people. He was only for his chosen ones, right? But too many times in this Bible, your God also says, kill the men, kill the fighting men, kill the old men, kill the women who have known a man, but for the young, and kill the baby boys. But then for the young girls who have not known a man, you may take them as wives. How do you take somebody as a wife back then? After you kidnap them, you take their poom poom forcefully. That's how you make them your wife, according to your book. So, you trying to justify baby killing. And if I had remembered who you were on the live, oh boy, we would have had that conversation. But maybe we'll have it tomorrow, Wednesday, at 1 p.m. and talk about that. So you have a great day. And remember always, you got to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.